As a government contractor, have you ever thought to yourself, it is just such a crowded field for those of us who are cybersecurity experts or human resource management experts, that it's really, really hard to stand out. So that's something that we hear a lot from potential clients that they just don't know how to have others pick them over all the other people who say that they do the same thing. And so today we're going to talk about 5 reasons that your blog can really be a key in helping you stand above the crowd in promoting your government contracting business. I'm Erika Dickstein with Spring Insight.
And I'm Kristen Cudd with Spring Insight.
Awesome. So, as I said, today we're going to talk about 5 reasons that your blog is the secret to really standing out as a government contractor from all those other people who say that they do pretty much what you do. So, reason number one, it's a way that you can position yourself as a subject matter expert in your field.
Absolutely. So, creating content that is on the topic of your choosing will demonstrate to those who are reading it that you actually know what you're talking about and that you really are an expert in this field, that you have credibility, that you have experience. You can bring up specific cases of ways that you have implemented the services that you offer or executed them with your clients, and it is going to show those who you are hoping to engage with that you know what you're doing and that you really have the expertise and the credibility and authority on whatever the subject is to serve the clients that you are hoping to engage with.
Yeah, and another thing that I always like to think about with creating subject matter expert content is also that is that not everybody does things the same way, right? There's actually different approaches. And so what your blog allows you to do is show your approach. So you might have a different solution than other people, and that's what you're able to do with your blog is to show that means of execution. Reason number 2 is that it gives you content that you're able to share on social media.
Yes, for sure. Um, we all know that keeping the beast of social media satiated is an almost impossible task. And having blog content is one way that you are not only going to have it on your website, but that you can then share it with your followers on social media and show them, "Hey, I've got this valuable content that you might find useful." And not only can you share the entire blog in the full form of it, but you can repurpose that blog content into snippets that you can then share as individual, like a series of posts or small bits of information about one part of the overall blog piece that your followers can find insightful or valuable. And then, of course, you will be able to invite them to engage with you and speak with you about it in the comments and all of that sort of thing. So it's just one more way to get in front of those people that you are hoping to reach.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also think even just there's something to what I always call proof of life marketing, which is just, hey, we met years ago at a conference and we got LinkedIn and I still do what I do and I'm still producing content. So it reminds people that you exist, that you are out there. So, even just giving yourself an excuse to make sure that you show up on somebody's LinkedIn feed is can be of incalculable value. And what's so funny about this kind of marketing is sometimes it doesn't even come down to it won't you won't even be able to know that it's because of the blog, right? You won't know that somebody got reminded of your existence because they saw you on social media. They'll say, "Oh, it's, Henry and we met at this conference and at LinkedIn or we went to school together, et cetera, et cetera." And you're like, "Oh, yes, of course. Henry called me because we met each other long ago." But it isn't that actually. Henry probably forgot about you a long time ago, but you produced content that reminded him that, "Oh, right, I met Sarah and she was amazing. that, and I have exactly that problem right now, which I didn't have then, and it gives them a good excuse to get in touch.
For sure.
So, reason number three, content to use for long-term lead nurture.
Yes. One of the things that we know working with the government contractors is that it is not unusual for a government contractor to be nurturing a lead for even years on end before a contract is won. And you want to have an opportunity to engage periodically with those prospects that you are trying to win business with. And a blog, a regularly updated blog, gives you the, like we said about social media, sort of the excuse and the opportunity to make a touch point with those prospects and say, hey, Phil, I wrote this article and it reminded me of your business, and I thought you may need this solution. And what do you think about this article that I wrote about it? Or would you like to chat about the solutions that I have for problems you may be facing that I point out in this article? So it's just a way to demonstrate some value to someone, bring them something that they may get something very useful out of, and have a reason to say, hi, I'm here and I thought of you.
Such a good point. And and actually, a little secret of mine is that I'll sometimes talk to somebody, they'll say something that stimulates a thought in my head. I'll write a blog, publish the blog, and then go back to them and say, oh, I have a blog that I've written on a topic that I thought you might be interested. I know they're interested because they mentioned it to me, right?
Yes.
So sometimes I'll tell them I wrote the blog about them. Other times, depending on what I think is going to work better in this lead nurture relationship, and I
Yeah.
might just, well, yeah, I just happen to have already written this a long time ago.
Right.
But it really does give you a very good reason to create content or share content that you think is going to sort of help you win or help you at least continue to nurture somebody who you've been working on for a long time. So reason number four, this one is such an important one, and it's showing that your website is vibrant and active, or sort of keeping it vibrant and active.
hmm This is one of the things that I know we talk about with clients quite a bit, is that you don't want someone to visit your website and for them to wonder, are you still in business? Are you active? Is what you're doing still relevant? And a blog is one way that you can show, kind of like you said with the proof of life on social media, that, hey, I am here. I am still very much active in this service industry. And not only that, but I am producing relevant content that I think that my audience will find helpful and valuable. One of the first things I do, and I think that we do as an agency when we are looking to hire people that we are going to partner with for certain projects, we go to their website first. It's like the front door of your business. And if first place I'm looking other than the homepage is going to be the blog, because if the last post was in 2021, my thought's going to be, oh, they're not even, this is just a, you know, digital archived site that is not actually active and not alive anymore. And we're going to move on to someone else.
Yeah. Or are they creating content? Do they have sort of a strong enough perspective that they put it out there? There's something so weird about websites that I think, if you think about well, I won't say centuries, but for a long time, right? You think of businesses as a brick and mortar. If you go in, the door is unlocked, right? The lights have been turned on and there's a person standing there. Very easily that something is open. But there's something with websites that's so different, because a website gets created and it gets launched, and the renewing a domain is $14 a year or something like that, as of this recording. And hosting, it's a bit more than that, but not that much more, right? So a website can just sit out there, and particularly a website that isn't, that a lot of people don't do anything to really keep it very very dynamic looking, nothing seasonal, et cetera, et cetera. So you walk on there and you're like, it's like when you walk into a store and you're like, is anybody here? And it is true. A blog post, active blog posts really do sort of create that sort of knowledge that no, people are here. This is being actively kept up. People are tending to it. So the
Exactly.
final reason number 5 that we're going to talk about is as a way of creating value via search engine optimization.
Yeah. And as we know, as a digital marketing agency, this is a constantly moving and evolving area of digital marketing, and you can scarcely keep up with the changes. And there's the notion that exists that it may become irrelevant and, not that far into the future. However, it is
Thanks, AI.
yes, thank you AI for for that. Which if we're going to find other ways to make websites stand apart, obviously, but it is still recommended that you take active steps towards making your website findable online. And one of the pretty simple ways you can do that is by infusing your content on your site with questions and keywords that people are looking for when they may be a good match for your services. And a blog, updated regularly, gives you the opportunity to do that.
That's a great point. And, in addition to the desire to sort of make it findable, it's making it findable over a long period of time, right? I mean, blogs that are written on, as we would call them, evergreen topics, so meaning not just something that's people want to read today, but something that people are going to want to read into the future. It's something that just keeps on giving and keeps on giving. We have a blog post that I always laugh about. It was something we created back in 2016. It was, about how to tell people that you have capacity without sounding desperate. And that blog pretty much is always on top because of the rankings in terms of our site, because it's just a topic that people continually want to hear about. And so it's something that for a long time has drawn visitors via search engines to our site. And while we do promote it via social media from time to time, um, the number of people who come to that page are it's completely via organic search.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this is great. It's a great place for us to wrap up. So hopefully you have learned today about why, as a government contractor, your blog is such a valuable resource for you in the long haul of the business development process and in creating for you a presence in on your website. So, or as a subject matter expert. If you enjoyed this content, we are just starting out, but I hope that you'll subscribe. We plan to continue to add a lot of great content about or at least what we hope is great content
It will be.
about
It's going to be great.
absolutely about website strategy, about content creation, about website maintenance, and about marketing, particularly in a lot of industries, but particularly about government contracting, an area that we know really well and where we really like to work with people. And if you have a project that you'd like to work with us on, so let's say you would like help creating some of these blog posts and some of this content, that is what Kristen, actually mostly Kristen, and I do all day long. So we'd love to hear from you. Our website is springinsight.com, which will be down in the description, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yes, and do hit that subscribe button so that we can share our video content that we are really making a push to produce for all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.